ton of respect for Stanford. I mean, they play really well against us, and talented players, well coached, and I mean, they were deserving tonight. And luckily, in the second half, and our guys played a little bit better, and we're playing at home, and we were able to kind of right the ship a little bit. But ton of respect for them and how they play.
Flashbacks there early?
Huh?
Were you having any flashbacks there early?
I mean, listen, I wasn't trying to overthink it. I mean, I was just like, hey, we warned our guys. These guys will throw ahead and shoot transition threes, and they did, and they made a few of them, and then we made a few of them, and then they made a few more. Not necessarily the start we really loved, but then our guys dug back in the game, and it's 32-22. And then we got it to, I think, then we got 32-32, and then we gave them a 10-0 run. So, yeah, we just got to finish a little bit better there in the end of the first half. But set us up to play well in the second half, and our guys did.
When you look at Jaden's stat line, when we had 5 points, he was only 1 of 5 from the field, but he was plus 17.
Yeah,
what are the things that he does?
He's done that a lot this year. Well, I mean, I think he does a good job, of not taking shots away from other guys. That are scorers. I mean, sometimes that's important. I think he does a good job, obviously defensively, of making plays, and he makes plays that seem to get us in transition a little bit, and then obviously, you make a defensive play, they don't score, and you get a transition basket, you score. I mean, that's like a 4-point turnaround. Those swings happen fast. So he just does a really good job of impacting the game. I mean, he had a great look about him tonight when he got out on the court. I'm really happy that he played well, and yeah, I mean, the better JB plays overall, the better we are. I mean, he's played pretty good for the most part all season.
I don't think you're a raw guy, but you're down 10 in the first half, down 10 at halftime, whatever it was. Do you get on them? Do you rah them? What do you do?
I mean, not today. I mean, I'm just keep reminding myself that I need to coach calm and confident. I think that's when we're at our best, and I try to, this is sometimes a challenge with my staff, especially some of the Italian guys on my staff, but he brings great spirit and great energy, and he means well, and his fire helps us as well. So, my job is to stay calm and confident. I just told our guys, hey, I mean, that's why over the course of a season, you need the experience against like UCLA and overcome it, which wasn't easy to do. Down 19 and down 17 in the second half to overcome it. I think it gives your guys a certain, sense of belief that we can do this. And our guys came and we got off to, I mean, for the most part, I think we won every segment in the second half, which was pretty impressive.
What was the second half, contesting shots without fouling, holding him to 26 points? Was that second half picture what you see?
I mean, it would be. I mean, listen, they're a hard team to prepare for. I mean, they have, packages of offensive sets, that have little counters to them, and they know how to call the counter for the right moment, and they watch you do one thing on defense, they're going to run a counter to it right away, and our guys were struggling with some of their defensive decision making in the first half, even in the second half a little bit. So I mean, but that goes to credit to Stanford. That's their system and their style, and I thought our guys just did a little bit better. Pressuring the ball. I thought the crowd really impacted the game. It gets back to the theme we've been talking about. Some people got followers, we got fans. I mean, our fans participated in that game today, which was pretty special.
What have you seen out of KJ Lewis in the defensive effort? He's kind of put on the last couple games in the improvements.
Well, I mean, I think he's done it for the most part all season. KJ's got amazing instincts defensively. He's got amazing, physical tools and reaction time, and he's not afraid to take a risk. And I don't want to, tame him. I'm good with that. He's getting more repetitions now, so he's kind of, maybe, has more, data in his database to understand. Okay, maybe this isn't the time to go for that steal and things like that. But that's coming from him learning it, not from me trying to slow him down, because he's great. I mean, I thought he made a lot of great plays today defensively, and I think the guy that doesn't always get the credit defensively is Pella. I mean, I think Pella's he's a really good defender. I mean, he gives you everything you've got. I mean, you guys see him at the end of that game, and he's beaten to a pulp. I mean, he puts his body on the line over and over and over again, and I thought he did an incredible job defensively. And obviously, Keyshawn's a great defensive player. JB's a good defensive player. Kylan can be a great defensive player. So, and Caleb, so we're built to be a great defensive team. Now we just need to do it all the time. And for the most part, we have all year. I mean, guys, our defense is, it's maybe left us a few times, and it's, pretty glaring, but for the most part, it's been pretty good.
Did Keyshawn
hurt his shoulder or arm or something in the first half?
Yeah, he did, but I don't think that had anything to do with his minutes tonight. I told Key, after the game, he for in a lot of ways he's been our MVP this year. I mean, he's just such a great guy, great leader behind the scenes, and just it was a game that the way they were defending, I just didn't think that it maybe fit some of his strengths. And we kind of put KJ out there and we started playing well. And Keyshawn was the first to say, guys, that's awesome. That's basketball. I'm so happy we won. And I'm so happy you guys balled out. You know what I mean? He's an absolute stud. And so just, we had to make a call there and we made the call and luckily it worked out.
Well, and that kind of fits with what KJ and Jaden had said before about that no one ever gets really upset about someone else getting the glory, that it doesn't matter who it is as long as it's the whole team.
Yeah, I mean, we're a team. I mean, we're a program, and we talk about that stuff on a daily basis. And we're never going to be a program that's going to try to showcase one player. I mean, we want our team to represent Tucson, and Tucson's a tough blue collar town, and that's how we want to play. And we don't. No one needs to shine. We just need to get the result, and that's how we approach it.
Kind of adjustments were made with Carlisle being called out.
I mean, no real adjustments. I mean, listen, the kid's a heck of a player. You know what I mean? And maybe with him out there, it's a little harder to pressure because he's got such a little burst off the dribble, and he's had an incredible freshman year. So I think that's the thing people don't realize about Stanford. I mean, I think somebody on our staff said this might have been only the fourth game, or they've only lost 3 games at full strength all year. And tonight, obviously, they weren't at full strength. So I mean. So I think when you take that into consideration, they're really good.
Yeah, not trying to jinx or anything there, but you have Colorado and
Well,
SC.
that means you're trying to jinx
Well,
something.
you had, he was out tonight. SC and Colorado both had 2 key guys, and you haven't had anybody out all year.
Hey, we do, and honestly, I mean, probably a little bit of it's luck, but we got a great trainer and we got a great strength coach, and those guys do a great job making sure our guys are ready to play.
Does being top of the league mean it?
I mean, it's where we want to be. It's where we feel like we belong. We don't take it for granted. We know there's a lot of games to play. We know we got an incredibly tough road trip coming up here. So, let's take tomorrow off, kind of heal up, rest up a little bit, and then start prepping for Utah, and let's go let it rip and see where we're at. But it's where we want to be, and then of course, being in the running for a regular season conference championship means a lot. So I'm proud that's where we're at. But I know there's a lot of work to be done.
Back-to-back double-doubles for Umar, 2 of his best games of the season. Anything noticeable or different about his play the last 2 games?
Well, it's time. It's time. I mean, now. That's why I keep telling him now. Let's go. And he's rising to the moment, and he's battling. He's not 100% healthy either. So for him to come out and play the way he did is pretty impressive. And he had a great weekend. And let's. I like the trend we're on. Let's keep it going.
So when you talk about the defense, you had a couple there where shot clock. You got them on the shot clock twice. Was that getting used to those counters and being familiar with it after all that time, or do you think it was just
well? I mean, part maybe
more
a little bit of it. Maybe just we guarded a little better. We didn't get beat individually. Because they do a good job when it's sneaky. They beat you individually, and they kind of are able to they have the space just right to make the next pass, which leads to the next pass, and they were. I could tell from the jump today, their coaches did a good job having their guys have a let it rip mentality. I mean, they weren't hesitating on any of those shots. So, I mean, yeah, they're hard to guard. So, yeah, I think maybe just, being a little better, a little more aggressive, and, maybe the crowd helping us a little bit too.
Was there an emphasis going into the second half on increasing the foul pressure? You only drew 1 shooting foul in the first half.
Listen, they do a really good job not fouling overall. I mean, they do. They obviously coach to that. And so when a team's doing that, I mean, you got to tell your guys, we got to attack. And we know O could put a lot of foul pressure on you. We know maybe if we can, create a little bit of movement, find a cut, find a driving lane, take things to the basket, and let's not just settle. We had prepared like that this week or the last couple of days, and maybe in the first half we didn't see it, but the first half, I don't think we were expecting them to come out switching, 1 through 5 on ball screens. So, maybe I should have adjusted quicker, or guys should have adjusted quicker, but it kind of took the halftime to get it right.
Kylan had a turnover. He subbed out pretty shortly after. Seemed like you were talking to him. Something in
No,
particular?
I was just telling him, Kylan, he knows this. I mean, a 3-on-1, 4-on-1 fast break, we're up 7, puts us up 9. That matters. So I don't care how it gets done. We just need 2 points. That's it. And so it's nothing personal. We work on that stuff in practice. We haven't. Maybe You know, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but for you guys think that we're a running team, we haven't been as efficient running as we should be this year. So we have been spending a lot of time working on that in practice, you know, and so I just wanted to make sure that he knew it's important. You know, Kylan's a developing player. I mean, he's had some great games. He's had some rough games. That's part of it, but he's a super important part of this team. And you know what? He has the kind of character, I know him, that he will learn from that, and that will not happen again.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Oh, could I should just the USA basketball in, and how much time will that take? What's your
Oh my,
thoughts?
are you wow this year?
Yeah.
Worried that I'm taking away from Arizona?
Yeah, well, I mean, does it hurt?
Yeah,
recruiting
wow.
wise, or maybe it helps. Obviously, it helps. recruiting
Bruce,
too, but-
it's an absolute honor.
Yeah.
To be the U18 national team coach. I mean, the USA basketball guys are great guys. It's a great program. I'm friends with a lot of them. So, you know, I mean, it's something that I probably, you know, 5 or 10 years ago, I would have never dreamed possible. So, you know, it's an opportunity I'm going to take advantage of. I've been going and watching these FIBA tournaments for almost 25 years. So it's going to be fun to participate in one. And you know what? It's not going to hurt Arizona. I'll give you my word. I got a great staff. It'll happen at a time when, you know, we're on summer break. So we'll be all right.
About like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the exact days. When I get them, I'm going to let you know exactly how many days I'm going to be gone.
Do you expect to do the U19s? Is that part? Usually
I mean, for the most part, yeah, I mean, yeah, 100%. They've asked me to make a 2-year commitment, and I made a 2-year commitment to them. So, I mean, barring any crazy changes, yeah, I mean, I'm fired up. All right, thanks, guys.